There's no one on this earth who is 100% positive 365 days a year. We all wake up on days saying, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not beautiful, I'm too, we're always seeing the negative. And what we need to do is learn to see the positive. And that's understanding who you are. And that's taking time to know who you are.
It's all in your heart, and always stay brave.
Have your bad days, being a single mum on your own, and I feel down. She'll be like, "You've just got to do it. Just do it. Like, you can do it. So just do it." That is how she says it. And I think, yeah, all right. And you can't be bothered. And you think, well, yeah, I've got to do it. I've got to do it.
Cliche, but it was love. I just saw love. I'm so used to conditional love, and yet I'd seen unconditional love, like really practical, in front of my own eyes, and they just took me as the people there as well. Just took me as I am. I could come as who I was. I didn't have to pretend to be someone.
Quite often it's so easy to focus on the negative things rather than. It's very hard because your brain automatically, I think, it goes more towards. It's quite hard work to try and be positive, but sometimes you have to sort of force yourself. I try and think of things like I've achieved, things people say to me, like some people have said nice things, like words about things I've done, and I try and cling on to those.
It's because I can always try again. Yeah.
I could be broken, and they would accept me in my brokenness, and so that motivated me. Love really motivated me. Love. Just.
Fiddle around with things and speak to myself positive things. And all of those things make me feel more comfortable. So I can't wait till I get back home. It's going to be fun. I can't wait to play my game.
I think of my dad a lot, but then I'll always will. I call myself an idiot sometimes. I don't know about if he could see me now. I don't know if any of that. My dad used to believe in reincarnation. My dad was a clever man, so.
Stop trying to be like everyone else, and realise it's okay to be who you are, even if it's a bit different.
Basically, I'm pulling myself together, think of my children, and basically say, look, it's not going to be easy, but you've got to take that step, climb them stairs one at a time, and then you'll eventually get to the top.
But for me, it's a bit like a bit of an internal appraisal. If you have to scratch really hard and remind yourself what you did. So sometimes I'm literally writing down stuff you did and you forget.
And so I have to constantly say to myself, it's okay to speak. If people have had enough of you, they'll tell you to shut up.
I think the thing about Thai boxing, it's very intimate, and when that person, this man that seemed to encourage me and affirm me that I was good at something, and that I could, and that they saw who I could be, but I couldn't.
However, the more it came to actually putting a CV together, putting an application form in, the more doubts I started having about myself, and I started getting anxiety, and I thought, I really can't do this, I really can't cope. And I thought, wow, so one door opened another, and I came in as a volunteer here, and I said, it gave me so much of making me feel worthy of myself.
I left school when I was 14, for God knows how many reasons, but when I went for my first job as a labourer, I turned to my dad and I said, how am I supposed to know what I'm supposed to be doing? He said, well, I'll explain it to you. He goes, and don't forget, you've never done it before, and who on earth gets everything right the first time? I mean, I'm 28. So if I'd never been swimming before, I don't expect to go to Parkside Pool here, jump in and go, yeah, look at me, backstroke, and all this, you know what I mean? You just don't do it.
So if I get like a nice email or someone's written something, I tend to hold on to things just to remind myself, really.
So if I get up, motivate myself, 9 to 5 makes me feel like, oh, I'm gonna be alright in life because I'm looking around my dad are, and I just gotta like get up and do it, and like sort of thing.
I'm blessed and highly favored. Everything I touch prospers. And I believe that words are powerful, and I believe that it goes out into the universe and it creates. And even though I may not feel gifted and talented that day, or I may feel like, oh my gosh, you know what, I'm not strong enough, I'm not smart enough, I still keep saying it because I do believe our true self, our spirit, we are perfect.
In fact, I've lived the experience on the streets, and I've had that experience, and it really did change me completely. And I feel that I can empathise with what I do by reminding myself that I'm helping someone. I'm actually genuinely helping someone.
I've got 2 degrees, and I know I'm qualified, but it's getting the rejections make you feel like you're not qualified, and you're not knowing that there will be something, no matter whether it takes a year, 2 years, 4 years, whatever. There's going to be something eventually in what I want to do. So I think I've just got to keep going, really.
Well, my faith in Jesus gets me through that. So I'll have to trust in Him.
You know, really, is it realistic that I'll ever look like I did when I was 21? It's not. You know, I have to speak to myself about what's changed. You know, I'm 45 now. I've had lots of things happen to me in that time. I've had 2 children. So it's those conversations that you need to have with yourself. But it's hard. It's very difficult.
I never feel I have the wriggle room not to do something. So it's a case of how do I do it rather than do I do it. And that often means clearing enough space to understand the problem properly and then plunge in, and to accept that, to use that famous phrase, that the best is the enemy of the good. If you manage to get it 70% right, that's a brilliant result. Don't fret about the 30%.
I find that it is useful to have an ambition always in the forefront of what if I can put the destination in the forefront of my mind. I can go, right, I'll get there this way, this way, this way, this way, this way.
So I think one of the things I always tell myself is there's always more possibilities that I haven't finished exploring, whether it's the world, experiences, other cultures and things. So when I'm down, that is what motivates me to keep going.
You just want to kind of like hide away in your cave, even if that cave is just in your mind in a social environment. But it's watching my friends who are open are able to just get along fine, and as soon as you get that positive reinforcement back, then you are able to open up more, and you just have a better time.
Most people would say, oh, you can do it. Well, in movies most people say that. I'm not sure what I usually say to myself. I'll probably say the same.
It's not like how TV portrays and media portrays your life, especially social media, where everything has to be perfect all the time. Those are always happy, but they only post the good things on social media. But on TVs, it's a lie. It's a show. It's a movie or a series. It's not reality.
Your understanding of the world is completely different from them, so you do things differently from them. Therefore, sometimes you start doubting yourself. So there's something wrong with me, or am I seeing things different from everybody else?
Especially for LGBT people, you can be in a place where something always feels not quite right. Knowing that you can get into a group and just relax and say the things that you would have said, but you usually kept hidden, like about your sexuality, about how you feel about certain things. So it's about finding that group where suddenly you realise the pressure has gone.
I mean, if I did fail at it, then there's nothing I can do, so there's no point worrying.
If you look at the negative side or negative part of something, we're not going to move forward. So the best thing is to encourage ourselves and believe in ourselves.
You will never be able to avoid the negativity, and most likely it will come from you. Think of all the positive ways that you can describe yourself. Although it can be hard. I mean, it's always hard to think of the positives before the negatives. But do that.